All right, so I have a couple of bands here. I want to talk about some lower scapula activation, and I want to talk about basically the importance of it and give you, of course, some exercises. So as kayakers, we tend to have a lot of trap activation whenever we're getting our arms up overhead. We tend to have a lot of mid-back activation with our rotations, but often, mainly because of our daily lives, we tend to lose some activation right here. A lot of kayakers, because we like to lean forward a lot, if you're not in your boat consistently and like moving consistently, and if you're not practicing mobility and stretching at home, I've seen a lot of people super locked up in their mid-spine. We really want that to be mobile, but the biggest thing is that what happens is, especially as kayakers, our necks tend to get kind of weak because of it, and then our traps take over, our mid-back starts to shut off, and it's just this whole range of things. So we tend to experience neck issues. You can have numbness in your fingers, and then also you can get pains around your shoulder blade, right? And so I'm doing this video not only for the boaters, but for quite a few of my clients that come to me because of back issues. Whenever you're hunched over at a desk all day, especially like my clients who are studying, I have one in particular who's studying for the MCAT. It's a lot of time hunched over the desk. What happens is, again, our shoulders take over and our back sort of shuts off, but we need that to be different. Right? We need our back to turn on, we need our shoulders and our chest to sort of chill out. So my suggestion is definitely opening the chest and strengthening the back, stretching the neck, okay? So I'm gonna go over some stretching and mobility first, and then I'm gonna go over my favorite, probably 4 exercises for the back. So the first thing is a neck stretch. One hand is gonna go behind your back. You're gonna take your head the opposite direction and use your free hand just to give yourself a gentle stretch, okay? So you like your hand to be behind you because it locks your shoulder in place. So anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, you're gonna release, keep the hand behind your back, turn your chin down towards the ground and give it another little push, okay? So this is gonna get a different aspect of your trapezius muscle. I'm gonna turn that off, that's my voice. All right, so both sides, 10 to 30 seconds, ear towards the shoulder, and then of course chin towards the ground, looking down to the ground. All right, so that's one of my first ones, okay? So a second one is a chest stretch. So you can do this in a doorway, that's most of what people do. You can also go into a corner of a room and do it with both arms. In a doorway, you can do it with both arms, but I'm gonna do it just once first. One foot's gonna go forward, your hips are gonna shift forward with your weight, so that way you're not leaning and these muscles that you're trying to stretch are also trying to activate. That's not good. So anyway, 1 foot forward, leaning into that front foot, and it's stretching the chest. And for those of you who do have a lot of neck issues and impingement, you may actually feel some tingling in your fingers here. So elbow in line with the shoulder is a big important thing, and then you can play with your aspects from there. So you can lift your elbow just a little bit, get a different part of your chest and shoulder. You can lower it, get a different part of your chest and shoulder there. Finally, you can grab a broomstick, PVC pipe, I have a paddle. I've done this before, but I'm going to show it to you again. I have a beautiful paddle here. All right, so you're going to come nice and wide. Arms are going to come overhead, bend the elbow, back up, whoop, and down. So this one may be a little bit difficult, especially if you've got really tight shoulders, okay? So that's one that you can do. The other 2 I'm going to show you. You're going to put it on your neck, relax the arms here. We're going to do a side to side. If you did the video with me, this is a good warm up. I like to do this a lot. And by video, I mean the video on Jackson Kayak. All right, so side to side, it helps to stretch each side of your spine. So it's going to help to stretch those muscles that get locked up underneath your shoulder blade. And then we're going to do rotation at a small space here. Feet about hips width apart. You're going to rotate to one side. Try to keep your hips square. And then rotate to the other side. Nice and square. So you want to do that about 5 to 10 times on each side. So you've got your trap stretches both ways, ear, chin, you've got your doorway stretch, you've got shoulder openers, and you've got your rotation side to side. So it's 5 different stretches of mobility that you can do every day, and life will be amazing. So the next part is that you want to start to strengthen your mid-back, and especially between the shoulder blades and at the base of the shoulder blades. So whenever you do these band exercises, you want to think about deactivating your traps. Do not let your shoulders turn on, okay? So the first one is just going to be a straight arm pull. So my hips are square, I'm just pulling straight back, squeezing the base of my shoulder blades, and then releasing. If your traps are activating and you're shrugging, that means you're working too hard, so you either need to get a lighter band or don't pull as hard, okay? So that's one, okay? Next, you're gonna take a step back as far as is comfortable. I'll come at a little bit of an angle. Palms are gonna go up, and you're actually gonna pull your elbows into the side of your body. So it's like a row, but instead of palms down, palms are up. And what that's gonna do is put all of the work in between the shoulder blades. Next, a good face pull. I like that. I like to use the loop bands for those, but if you don't have a loop band, you can either tie the band to a post, like a staircase or something like that, or you can actually knot it and shut it into a door, okay? And then you'll shut it in pretty high, about face height. But I have this loop here. What I'm gonna do is pull my elbows in line with my shoulders. My neck is relaxed, my traps are relaxed, and my shoulder blades are squeezing, okay? Squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then finally, you can knot your band and you can shut it in the top of a door. But I have this cool guy, so I'm just gonna throw that over there. All right, you can do this one arm at a time or two arms together. Again, shoulders relax, elbows are straight, and you're gonna come straight down to your hips, back up in line with the shoulders. Down, don't let yourself come all the way up. Don't let your arms fly up with the resistance. You're just seriously just pushing your shoulder blades down your back. That's all it is. So you can do 15 to 20 repetitions of each of these. And if you are having mid-back trouble, like, you're probably gonna have to stop and rest in between. But if you're really trying to target the mid-back, I would do 3 sets of 15 repetitions with a 3-second pause. So even here, you're coming down, 3, 2, 1, and release. And what it's gonna do is really strengthen around that spot, around that mid-back, around your shoulder blades. It's gonna stabilize your spine, and it's really gonna give you a lot of endurance. And that's why you're gonna get tired so quickly if you don't have a lot of endurance, if you're having a lot of pain. So yeah, 3 sets of 15, 3-second pause. Do those 5 mobility and stretches. You can do that as much as you want. And then these exercises you can do every other day. You can do as a warm-up, as a cool-down, or just as like your back workout, actually. Because if you're pulling an appropriate amount of weight and really focusing around that back, it's gonna get sore. So let me know if you guys have any questions.